Hey, how's it going? It's me. You're watching Pro 307. This episode's lit. Yeah, proper lit, that happened. So you'd be thinking about now, sure, that's about as much fail as you can handle.
Hey, do you guys give up? Have you had enough pain?
Never! First of all, I want to say a big thank you very much to Thistle Motorsport Photography. You know, you can always count on Driftland Media to be there when you beep and get the best possible shot of it. It's in my thumbnail, so check it out. Do me a favour and check them out on the Face Pest on Thistle Motorsport Photography page and give them a like for me. So first of all, thank you very much for all the views and the subscribes. Again, I haven't really been getting that content out as quick as I'd like to be. I've been busy trying to get my act together with the car and that, but thanks very much for hitting that subscribe button. So if you get the chance, YouTube, subscribe, and more followers the more better. So let's have a bit of catch up what's been going on with the fail vlog. I didn't qualify for round 1 at SDC, and when I got back home and checked over the car, I found this. Anti-roll bar link was broken. I must have done it when I dirt dropped off the track, which wasn't ideal. And I'm blaming that for not qualifying, because I can't blame myself. I'll just open up that old book of race driver excuses, and that's one I'm going for. The next event I was going to was a full drift event, full track drift event at Crail Raceway. Crail Raceway is a big old airfield, plenty of room, and I really wanted to open up the car and see what it could do. I also got the chance for the first time to drive my buddy Craig Butterworth in his 1JZ powered GTR Skyline. Which is pretty mega. The thing that really annoys me about Craig is he's one of that guys who just like jumps in a car and he's just a pro drifter right away. He's a twat, really. Also, Ben, he's got a 600 horsepower S2000 drift car, so the three of us were down having a bit of skid, and it was great fun. Thanks very much to the V Performance guys. Again, check them out on YouTube, V Performance. They came down and did a bit of filming. They were very nice to lend me some of the footage to use in this fail vlog. So after Crail, I got the chance to finally upgrade my rear lower control arms in the car. I've had these Part Shop Max arms sitting since Christmas and I just haven't had the chance to fit them yet. So I see a cardboard box, I see new parts, and the reason for this is not that it's a performance upgrade, it's more of a just a tidy up thing. I ordered these about the start of the year, but I just haven't had the chance. They haven't been in high priority to fit yet, so here we go. This is my unboxing and review of the Part Shop Max rear lower arms for the S14. So here we have two really nice brand new lower arms, rear lower arms of S14 and the Part Shop Max Gold. These are, how can I explain, these are different from the standard arms. I'll get the ones off the car and I'll do a comparison, but these are generally just a better quality arm. The way the arms are designed, it's so that when you extend out the adjustability in the lower arms, it doesn't affect the wheelbase of the car. The Driftworks, just the standard lower arms, when you adjust them, it makes the wheelbase longer. Not that I'm going to be doing serious adjustments to the width of the wheelbase, but it's a tidier locking mechanism, it's a better quality arm. Hopefully better quality bearings, although they do seem a bit tight, and better quality hose joints at the moment. Now you'll notice in this kit, other than the Part Shop Max stickers, I also have these really cool drop links for the anti-roll bar. The main reason I went for the Part Shop Max lower arms are that they've modified the mounting points for the anti-roll bar so that it lifts the anti-roll bar off the ground a bit, and there's less chance of you hitting it on the rumble strips and hitting it against things when you dirt drop. So that is definitely a benefit to these arms. Position with the hub hanging out, it's a good place to show you why I'm having this issue with knocking off CV boot clips. So the Geomaster hubs that you're seeing here, these are the version 1 Geomaster hubs, which are very similar to the version 2 and even possibly the version 3 ones that are out. They incorporate roll center correction. So what happens is the actual mounting point for the bearing on the hub is moved up the way, which lowers the car without dropping the suspension, keeping the suspension alignment basically at Nissan settings, rather than when you slam a car with ordinary roll center, it puts all the geometry out. The downside to this is that they've done this by moving the bearing mount up the way, which means that the GTR drive shafts that I'm using in my car are very, very close to hitting the mounting points for the suspension, and mine's have actually been rubbing. They've been rubbing against, and that's been breaking off the CV cables, the CV straps, CV boot straps. Is that what you call them? As you can tell, I'm a proper mechanic, I know all the terminology. So what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to take a grinder and just nip these bits a little bit, stop them from hitting.
I was working in the lab late one night when my eyes beheld an eerie sight, for my monster from his slab began to rise, and suddenly, to my surprise,
He did the mash,
he did the monster mash.
the monster mash.
It was a graveyard
He
smash.
did the mash,
It caught on in a flash.
he did the mash.
He did the monster mash. From my laboratory in the castle east to the master bedroom where the vampires feast, the ghouls all came from their humble abode to get a jolt from my electrode.
They did the mash,
They did the monster
the
mash.
monster mash.
It was a graveyard
They
smash.
did the mash,
It caught on in a
they
flash.
did the mash.
They did the monster mash. The zombies were.
So I got them fitted and aligned. There's nothing wrong with the Driftworks lower control arms. Once they're tack welded, they don't rattle loose anymore. They're a more budget solution. I did have some problems with the bearings being a bit tight at the back, but other than that they've been fine. I just wanted to upgrade the arms a bit. So next event I was going to was a Driftland event. Just a practice day. The layout was shift lock, which is the longer layout of the track running clockwise, and I was really looking forward to getting some seat time in the car. I was feeling a lot more confident after being at Crail. For a start, we noticed that there was a misfire. The car was cutting out, the rev limiter was hitting a lot sooner than it should have been. it seemed to kind of clear itself up a little bit for the last run, and then this happened.
Help me, Jewish God! Help me, Allah! Ah! Help me, Tom Cruise! Tom Cruise using witchcraft on me to get the fire off me!
First of all, I want to say a big thank you to the Driftland staff. The marshals came running over with fire extinguishers and were very quick to put out the fire. Luckily, there was very little damage. A couple of like wraps round about the wires, a couple of plugs, the pressure gauge on the fuel regulator got damaged. That's about it really. I did a bit of rewiring. I had to change the loom in the electric water pump, go into the sensor on the engine. It was gone. So it was pretty quick fix to get the car back up and going again. But no, we got back on it and we got the car fixed again. Turned out it was a leak in fuel rail that caused the fire. It had sprayed out past the injector, burst the O-ring, and that's what caused the big blaze. I wanted to give the car a shakedown to make sure. I wasn't prepared to travel the 3 hours to Driftland to test the car to find that it still wasn't working properly. So I got the opportunity to drive the car at my local track, which is Crimond Raceway, which is a stock car oval. I was really excited about driving at my old track. It was the first time I'd managed to make it to a practice day and just do a couple of laps. I got to do some grip laps. And then I got to do some really cool drift laps in the car as well. What I learned from this was the car is really well handling. It's good setup and I'm happy with that, but I was still hitting a rev limiter at 6,000 and I wasn't entirely sure what was causing that, and I wasn't smart enough to get the data logging the laptop on and data log it, so I was kind of not sure how to go about fixing it. Especially because my next event coming up was a WR tuning track night. WR tuning are more focused on Ford tuning, Focuses, Fiestas, they do Revo remaps and different modifications and work the cars. You should check them out there on the Facebook as well, WR Tuning. I just wanted to test how versatile the Pro 307 Silvia really was by taking it round Knockhill for a try. First of all, I went out in the rain. and that pesky misfire was still there. It was still hitting a rev limiter, it was cutting at 6,000 RPM, but this time I had the data logging on it. And the computer said, well no, actually the computer said that it was hitting a map limit at 260 kPa, which, yeah, the alarm bell should have been going there. That's way too high, that's making way too much boost, and it's not just a case of it's making more boost on track than it is on the dyno, it was over boosting. So what I did was, temporarily to fix the problem, I lifted the map limit on the ECU to 280 kPa, and that let me get out a couple of laps. The day saw me running into problems again. Believe it or not, it wouldn't be the fail vlog without more fail, would it? Hitting the map limit again. I think I actually mapped out the map sensor in the Link ECU.
Got a problem. That was an anticlimax.
We should spend corner score,
What's that?
We should spend corner score.
Ah, Ken, it's like a refreshing...
I've been aircon on a night.
Like a refreshing breeze. She was quick.
Strange, isn't it?
She started doing it last time out with Lewis. So what we've came to realise is that the wastegates have been jamming closed and I haven't been getting the proper boost control. It's actually led to the wastegate bursting the diaphragm in the end, which ended my day at Knockhill. What have I learned from Knockhill? One, the car's very fast. Two, there's not enough gears to get down the straight at Knockhill. And three, it can handle very well with my drift setup. I didn't alter the suspension in any way for Knockhill. But we're not really getting any closer to competing at a level at STC and progressing my driving and the drifting. In fact, I'm getting a bit pissed off by it. So what's the solution for these wastegate problems I'm having? I've ordered new wastegates. I had to swing open the vault door again.
Ah! It's not a liquid!
And somehow come up with funds to buy new wastegates. They're the Gen 5 Turbo Smart wastegates I went for, which are better heat qualities, better for handling heat. I've purchased the ones with the extra heat sinks in them to try and prevent heat soak through them and damaging the actuators. I'm also going to have to, I think I'm going to have to just bite the bullet and modify the manifold as well. I need to move the wastegates a tiny bit further away from the manifold, and it maybe give me a chance to put the screamer pipes through the bonnet for, you know, scene points and all that. So, stay tuned to the next episode of the fail vlog where I'll bring you some more fail, really. Thanks very much for watching. Thanks, and remember to hit that subscribe button. Check us out on Facebook at Pro307 and also Instagram as well. Catch us later.